So today I'll put the chapter about Microsoft Azure and virtual machine. So this is the slide where I'm going to present for the Azure machine. So what is Microsoft Azure? Azure is a Microsoft cloud computing platform, provides on-demand compute, storage, network, and application service, allow deployment of servers, database, AI, DevOps, and security workload, helps organizations scale infrastructure without physical hardware. In the simple term that we can say, Azure is the product of Microsoft which provide us compute services on rent. If user haven't the internet connection, then user can't access the Azure services. Benefit of Azure: high scalability and availability, pay as you use pricing model, global data center in multiple regions, secure cloud environment with the compliance, faster deployment, and the modernization. So it's here pay as you use. So in the Microsoft, you can once the trial is completed, you can use pay as you go model. Means if you are using the VM for 1 hour, 2 hours, then Microsoft will charge only for 1 or 2 hours. The data center of Azure is available in the multiple region like India, US, London, etc. What are Azure resources? A resource is any manageable item in Azure. Just like example, virtual machine, VM, network storage account, database, virtual network, disk, everything deployed in Azure is a resource. Means if anything you are deploying under the Azure, that is called the resource. What is resource group? A resource group is a logical container in Azure used to organize multiple resources together. Easier management, billing permission, monitoring, delete resource group, all resources inside get deleted. Means whatever resources you are creating and under the resource group, so once you are deleted the resource group, all resource will be automatically deleted, which is keeping in resource group. What is Azure Virtual Machine VM? Azure VM is a cloud-based virtual server, support Windows and Linux operating system, used for hosting application, DBS website, and dev test. Flexible compute with CPU, RAM, and disk customizable. Azure VM core concept: virtual network subnet, public-private API, network security group, energy, OS disk, data disk, availability zone, and set. Azure Virtual Machine VMs overview and key concept. What is Azure Virtual Machine? Azure VM is on-demand scalable computing resource provided by Microsoft Azure. Allow deployment of Windows and Linux server in the cloud, support hosting application, database service, and dev environment. Azure VM use cases where we are using the Azure VM application hosting, development, and testing environment, backup and disaster recovery, running database, SQL, MySQL, etc. High performance computing workloads. VM deployment component. What component will be deployed during the deployment of the VM? First, resource group will be deployed, virtual network and subnet will deploy, network security group, energy will deploy, public and private IP address will deploy, OS disk, data disk, availability set, and zone. What is the Azure VM size? It could be the general purpose B and D series, compute optimized F series, memory optimized EM series, storage optimized L series, GPU optimized NC and ND series. VM pricing model: pay as you go. reserve instance 1 or 3 years, spot pricing for unused capacity, saving by automation and auto shutdown. Security and management, just-in-time VM access, Azure Backup Recovery Vault, patch management via Update Center, Azure version for the secure RDP and SSH. Now I am logging in my Azure portal, where you can see the details. So first I am going in the resource group. So this is the resource group and this is the icon. By default I have created the two resource group. First is LS and second is IBM. So I am again creating the resource group called SCL. Now it's created. Going to SCL resource group. So I am creating the VM, clicking on the VM. So now I am going to create the VM under the home. Click on VM. Now create a VM. There is a many type of VM, so normally I am using VM for testing, so I am creating VM. Azure subscription, here is the option, either I have to create new resource group or choose existing resource group. So in my case I'm choosing the previous created SCL. I am keeping here virtual machine name, so SRV01 East US. Where is the location? This is the I am keeping in East US. Availability zone, keep it default. And zone 1. Security type, it's tested virtual machine. And image, so here I am selecting the Windows Server 2016 data center Gen 2. Now going for next disk. So right away I am ignoring it and keep it default. Go for networking. It's virtual network will also create on the resource group which I have chosen previously. So inbound port for the DP 3389 would be allowed. Click on management. Leave it default. Next, monitoring. Advanced, keep it default. Next, tag, here we can keep the tag name SCL. Next, review and create it. It will be showing error, so let's see where is the error. Go select the basic. Okay, so this is the error. B1 means machine size, so I am choosing this one, DC 1S V3. and again I have to fill up everything. ADMINI administrator 1. Okay. Yes. So now it's match, going for review and create. Let's see what is the result. So in the background it's validating. So validation is passed. So I'm clicking on create the virtual machine. Now initial deployment is started, so I'm pausing the video. So when it's created, I'll connect again. Finally VM is created. I'm clicking on the resource. So now we can access VM using the public IP. Here I'm copying the public IP. Let's see whether it's connected from external network or not. MSTSC, pasting the IP and clicking the connect. Yes, it's connecting, putting the credential. Yes, I can access the machine which I have deployed on the cloud. So while it's assessing, I can create the hard disk so that later on I can add the hard disk on the Azure VM. So I have already created the one hard disk, so I'll use this hard disk for attaching in the VM. So you can see its server on cloud is opened. This PC, you can see only one drive is here. So later on when I add the another hard disk, and another drive will be appear here. So what is the process? So I'll go in the VM, go in the disk. Okay, first I am again creating the disk. So this disk I am deleting it. And delete. So storage center, this is the OS disk, so it can't be delete. Creating the new disk, again selecting the resource group, giving the disk name data disk, sorry, space will not allow, data disk 1, change size, so I'm keeping it to 4 GB. Review and create. Its validation is pass. Now you can see deployment is in progress. So deployment is complete. So again I'll go with for attaching disk in VM. I'll go in the VM, click disk. So here is the data disk. Disk. Let's see how many disks are showing here. So you can say only one disk is appear here. So for adding an extra disk, we will click on the VM, and under the VM we will click on SRV01, means our server or VM name. I will go in the setting. Under the setting you will find the disk. Here you will find the two options, create and attach a new disk, or attach existing disk. So I'll click choose this one. Length should be 0. If you want to add only one disk, so I'll select already created disk, and now I'll apply. So it will be attached in the server. So it's updated. So I'll go again in the deployed server. So I'll click on disk. Yeah, now again it's not showing. I'll click on volume. I'll click here. Click on local server, file and storage services, click on disk. Now you can see there are two disks. First is 127 GB which was pre-installed, and I am going to add 4 GB disk. So how it will add? First I'll go for click on task, create a new volume. Next disk 1. Okay, so I am giving space 3.97 because my disk size 4 GB. Next it will assign the drive later. Next, file system keep it default, confirmation, and create. It will format and add the hard disk. So now we can check whether it's created or not. and click this PC. Yeah, so now another disk is added. So thank you. Now the VM part is initial part of VM is completed. Next I'll start the VM backup and the create a VM image. So thank you all.